I just feel like going into worship sometimes, there's doubts and trials and just bad circumstances that we've been given, but not necessarily bad because God's engineering it and He's engineering it for our good. So I just think sometimes it's tough to worship and to get into the right mindset. Sometimes you think like you have to have the perfect mindset when you're worshiping God. But I'm just going to read something from Lee Strobel, if anybody knows him. He wrote The Case for Faith. So I'm going to read a little something from him. A guy once told me, "I don't like my wife anymore." My response to him was, "Go home and love her." But he said, "You don't understand. I have no feelings for her anymore." I said, "I wasn't asking how you felt. I was saying go home and love her." Then he said, "But it would be emotionally dishonest for me to treat my wife that way when I don't feel it at all." So I asked, "Does your mother love you?" That seemed to insult him. He said, "Yeah, of course." I said, "About 3 weeks after she had brought you home from the hospital, and you were screaming with dirty diapers, and she had to wake up dog-tired and put her bare feet on the cold floor, clean up your miserable diapers, and feed you a bottle, did you really think she got a bang out of that?" He said, "No." "Well, then I think your mother is emotionally dishonest." Here was the point I was making. The measure of her love wasn't that she felt good about changing the diapers, but that she was willing to do it even when she wasn't feeling particularly happy about it. And I think we need to learn that about faith. Faith is not always about having positive emotional feelings towards God or life. So I think this really ties into worship and preparing for worship. This is going to be awesome. I think we owe it to God. God owes all of our worship because He's the author of our salvation, author of life. So even if we don't feel it, we know and we believe in our heart that God is real and Jesus is our Savior. So when you go and you worship, what's to stop you from speaking in spirit and in truth and worshiping in spirit and in truth? And speaking truth, even though your heart's not with it. Nothing can bar the truth when you're speaking it. So I really think that just listening to the lyrics, applying it to your life and see how it applies to your life, and just praising God for the revelations that He gives you through this is just an awesome way to approach worship. And even when we're not nuts about it, even if on the Costa Rica trip I'm exhausted and maybe want to get some sleep or get a bite to eat instead of, serving God, which I hope I won't have that attitude, but even if I do, we have to learn, and I have to learn, and get stronger through this process and understand that serving God is not up to me, it's up to Him. And my attitude on life can't deter me from seeking spiritual enlightenment through God, not through anything else but God. So I just really want to ask you guys to prepare your hearts and worship in spirit and in truth, and just have an awesome time and rock out.